What could a 3,000-year-old board game possibly have in common with the future of the Olympics? Well, more than you'd think. Today, we're going to dive into this really surprising collision between ancient strategy and the next frontier of digital competition.
All right, let's kick things off with a number. And yeah, this one might surprise you. $2.6 billion. That's what the global chess market is worth in 2024. And get this, it's on track to hit over $3.3 billion by 2030. So yeah, this is not just some dusty old game sitting in your closet. It's a massive, booming industry.
So it's pretty clear, right? These ancient mind sports are having a huge moment. I mean, thanks to everything from hit shows on streaming to, people looking for new hobbies during the pandemic, they're grabbing whole new audiences in our super digital world. But here's the twist. This whole boom is happening at the exact same time that a powerful new player is stepping into the ring.
And this new player, it's not human. It's a kind of intelligence that has completely, fundamentally redefined what it even means to compete.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this shift, we actually have to look past chess. We need to talk about an even older and way more complex game, Go. For decades, this game was seen as the absolute ultimate challenge for AI, kind of like the Mount Everest for artificial intelligence.
Now, to really wrap your head around this challenge, you have to appreciate the sheer scale we're talking about. Look, we cracked chess with computers way back in the 90s, right? But Go, wow, Go has more possible moves, more possible board positions than there are atoms in the entire known universe. Just think about that for a second. For decades, it just seemed impossible, absolutely unbeatable by any machine.
Well, that all changed in 2016. The setting? A historic match in Seoul, South Korea. In one corner, you had Google DeepMind's brand new AI, AlphaGo, and in the other, Lee Sedol, who was, at the time, the world's greatest Go player. The stage was set.
And believe me, the world was watching. We're talking over 200 million people tuned in. Then it happened. In Game 2, AlphaGo makes a move. Move 37, and it was so weird, so unexpected, that the expert commentators watching live, they thought it had to be a mistake, a glitch in the system. But it wasn't just a rare move. The experts crunched the numbers, and they figured the probability of a human professional ever playing that move was just 1 in 10,000. This wasn't just thinking outside the box. No way. This was like playing a completely different game, one that just threw centuries of human strategy right out the window. And that's the thing, this wasn't just about winning. As Lee Sedol himself said, that move, it was creative. It felt like for the first time a machine wasn't just crunching probabilities. It seemed to have, intuition. That one single move completely stunned the world, and honestly, it changed our relationship with AI forever. So here's the really interesting, kind of paradoxical part. Seeing a machine master Go didn't make us feel like human skill was obsolete. Actually, it did the opposite. It put a huge spotlight on it. AlphaGo's win kicked off this new wave of appreciation for the exact skills these games teach us, and that led to a big push to get them into classrooms. All of a sudden, there was this huge surge of interest in something called chess in education. And the whole idea is to frame the game not just as a competition, but as this really powerful tool for learning. On one side, you've got the cognitive stuff it develops, critical thinking, problem solving, memory. But on the other, it builds up that social-emotional muscle, teaching kids everything from good sportsmanship to how to be resilient after a tough loss.
And the potential for this stuff, it's just enormous. If you look at the US right now, only about 0.1% of students are registered in competitive chess. Just think about that. That means 99.9% of students are this massive, untapped audience that could be getting all these amazing benefits. Okay, so this new respect for strategic gaming, it's not just happening in schools. Not at all. It's actually paving the way for its digital successor, esports, to step onto the biggest stage in the world, the Olympics. So in 2024, after studying this for years, the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, they make this historic call to create an official Olympic esports games. Huge news. But after this initial rush to get it launched in 2025, the very first event gets suddenly pushed back to 2027. So what's the holdup? What's going on here? Well, that delay points to a really fundamental problem. It's a conflict that ancient games like Go never, ever had to deal with. It's a very modern problem, and it's right at the heart of digital competition. Who actually owns the game? Think about it like this, right? The IOC doesn't need to ask anyone for permission to hold a basketball tournament. Why? Because the rules are in the public domain. Nobody owns basketball. But if they want to host a tournament for a video game, say League of Legends, they have to get a commercial license from the company that owns every single piece of it. The code, the characters, the name, everything.
And this, as you can imagine, creates a huge power-sharing problem. For a regular Olympics, the IOC is in total control. They own the broadcast, the data, the whole shebang. But for an esports Olympics, they have to sit down and negotiate with a for-profit publisher, a company that owns the game's visuals, that can change the rules whenever they want, and that holds all the player data. It is a completely different ballgame.
So this leaves us with a really big question. And honestly, it's a question that goes way beyond just games. As more and more of our world, our culture, moves onto these digital platforms, what's our future going to look like? Is it going to be defined by open, shared traditions that belong to all of us? Or is it going to be owned by private companies, where we can only access things with a license and we have to play by their rules?